Welcome to Thunder Live on FanDuel Sports Network, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. The Thunder here in Brooklyn, squaring off against the Nets in game number 2 of this season-long 5-game road trip. And close the briefcase because the Thunder took care of business in this game, took control early, and did not let up off the gas. You had everybody chipping in this one, 6 players in double figures, and the Thunder getting it done on both ends of the floor and have now extended their win streak to 10 consecutive games. As we welcome you back inside Barclays Center and into Thunder Live, I'm Paris Lawson alongside the Thunder's very own Royce Young. And in game number 2 of this long road trip for Oklahoma City on the second night of a back-to-back, Royce, we talked about it. It was going to be about bringing some energy against a very young Brooklyn Nets team, the youngest in the NBA. And I'd say the Thunder delivered on that.
Yeah, no doubt. I thought there were a couple plays early in this one that really kind of set that tone that the Thunder were going to come into this game focused and with energy. And again, I mean, second night of a back-to-back, you get into New York City around 2:30, 3 in the morning. So you've got to bring that sort of stuff. But Cason Wallace with an early steal kind of demonstrated the Thunder were going to have their normal defensive identity. And then Jared McCain took a charge, and then Jay Will took a charge in that first quarter.
Yep.
And that led to OKC holding the Nets to just 11 points in that first quarter, which is a season low for the Thunder in terms of points allowed. And then that turned into just 24 points.
That's right.
In that first half, which, by the way, SGA outscored the Nets in terms of his points and assists himself.
Oh, my goodness.
SGA generated more points than the Nets had themselves in that first half. So a very efficient first half by OKC.
Well, it speaks highly of the Thunder's offense and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but also very highly of the Thunder's defense, which was on point throughout the entirety of this matchup. The Thunder now has 30 games this season with at least 25 points off turnovers. That is the most in the NBA in the play-by-play era, an absolute dominant force when it comes to defense and their identity on that end.
And a lot of this, as you can see, these are not easy ones to get. These are not like jumping a passing lane. This is just taking it from them. This is anticipation. This is just incredible ability. That's Wiggins jumping the passing lane that time. But the way that the Thunder just took it away from Brooklyn tonight, it was a lot of just quick to the ball, great hands, great instincts, in the right position all the time. And then they're able to take those chances. And really in that first half, Paris, if the Thunder weren't taking it away from Brooklyn, Brooklyn was really just getting an awful shot. They could not get into any kind of clean offensive possession really at any point. And, you know, that's really what kind of led to just 24 points in that first half.
And it's really indicative by the 36% from the field that the Nets shot throughout this game. That goes with the 31 points off turnovers for Oklahoma City. And when you're talking about OKC, they want to be a team that hangs their hat on the defensive end every single night because it kind of weatherproofs you from any sort of circumstances offensively that may happen in this game. And the Thunder's coming off a game against the Orlando Magic where they didn't really have their fastball offensively, but you dig in defensively, you get the job done. Now, in this game, you had a good shooting night. Things were going well offensively. You piled that on with some really good defense, and you create a large margin like we saw in this one.
No doubt about it. And even still, the Thunder came out a little bit sluggish, I thought, offensively, missed some shots, didn't finish at the rim. And so to your point, Paris, they were able to build a lead, even though they maybe weren't executing just wonderfully in that first quarter because they were so locked in on the defensive end. And so then when you start to kind of sharpen your blade a little bit in that second quarter, in that third quarter, that's when you can really balloon the lead because you're getting stops, you're stacking those up, and it allows you to play with a kind of freedom offensively where, you are taking that kind of three right there that maybe you're not totally sure about, or you're making that extra pass because you have a lot of confidence that you're going to be able to continue to get stops defensively. You can take a little bit more liberty on the offensive end.
I think they can. And the Thunder, they played with a lot of freedom on the other end of the floor. And it was everybody who got involved. A very balanced attack for Oklahoma City, who had 10 players who scored in this game, including two-way player Peyton Sanford, which everyone loved to see, but also 6 players in double figures. Royce, I mean, everybody got to chip in.
And it was efficient, balanced scoring, too. I mean, the Thunder, SGA had 20 on 8 of 9 shooting. A.J. Mitchell obviously continues to stack good games, continuing to play well after coming back from injury. Jay Will spacing the floor, knocking down threes. Everybody involved. That's often what makes the Thunder so difficult to guard. I thought this was one of the best shots of the game. SGA even tapped his chest, said that was kind of a bad pass. What a job by Jared McCain catching that one off his ankles and getting himself squared to shoot it. Kenrich Williams getting into action. He hadn't played the last few games. Of course, staying ready and good to go. Aaron Wiggins with a nice game offensively as well. Hit a flurry of threes in that second half. Just so many different different players, Paris, make the Thunder so difficult to guard because there's so many guys you've got to look out for that are dangerous on the offensive end.
I'm just trying to imagine the scouting report as an opposing coach trying to figure out, okay, our top priority, of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then you've got Chet Holmgren, and then everybody you gotta have to account for because everybody is fully capable of putting the ball through the hoop.
Yeah, in the Nets early on, SGA got a couple easy buckets. They called timeout, and they clearly wanted to adjust their scheme to put 2 on SGA, and they started doubling him quickly on the ball. And so you know what SGA did? Got off the ball and let the Thunder play 4-on-3, and they can do that quite easily and with a lot of confidence because you're putting really good offensive players in advantageous positions to execute, and that's what they did. And that's what generates a lot of these balanced games. These guys are all capable and confident and ready to attack when teams make that adjustment on SGA. And it was just kind of slotting right into a different type of mentality for the Thunder, and they executed great.
And these guys have been seeing that sort of coverage all season long. So there's a really good rhythm with this group with how to react, where to look for those passes, and knock them down with confidence, which is exactly what we saw here inside of Barclays Center. Hey, well, one guy who was shooting the ball with a lot of confidence in this game here tonight. How about Jared McCain? 5 made threes. More on his game when we come back. Great second night of a back-to-back for Oklahoma City here in New York, taking down the Nets 121-92. And after the game, our very own Nick Gallo caught up with Aaron Wiggins. Let's listen in.
Wiggs, we talked before the game about a night like tonight being about living up to your standards as a team. What did you guys establish from the very outset of this game?
Yeah, just playing the right way, playing together. The same things that we always prioritize, man. We're a team that plays together, and from the jump, we did a great job, and it carried over throughout the game.
You had the rebounds, you had the assists. We'll get to the one to that guy in just a second. But then you also had that really great scoring streak there in the second quarter. What's working for you when you've got all 3 levels going?
In a mode, just playing confident, playing free. The guys kept finding me early in that third quarter, and it just felt good. So just sticking with it.
You've been on a 2-way deal before. How good did it feel to get this guy his very first NBA bucket?
Awesome. We've been waiting for this moment. Every game we're talking about, it's coming. It's going to be here soon. So for me to give him the assist too, I'm happy about it.
It's a full circle moment. Congrats on the win, Aaron. Appreciate you, man.
Hold on. Yeah.
You gotta do it. Peyton Sandfort in his NBA debut, knocking down a 3, thanks to Aaron Wiggins, who dished him the assist. And, the Thunder players, giving Nick Gallo an assist there with the awesome jacket, J-Dub, supplying some great fashion there. But we have to talk about Aaron Wiggins and the night that he had in this matchup, stepping into the starting lineup. And Royce, great to see him really get going offensively in this one, but also chipping in on the defensive end as well.
Yeah, it was great to see Wiggs kind of get it going. He had a flurry there in the third quarter, and one of them, he should have had another 3. It was a tough call on Chet Holmgren that wiped one of them out. But, Aaron Wiggins, one of the things about him that is such an impressive thing is everybody's seeing it. Wiggs is a great offensive player, so smart, so skilled, always in the right place at the right time. Hadn't shot the ball great as of late, hasn't done a lot of the things offensively that he's so good at. But one of the things about him is that Coach Mark has talked about this. You can have a lot of confidence in putting him on the floor because he continues to play the right way and do the right things. And really the things, Paris, that made him the player that he is, those system skills that built the confidence that got Aaron Wiggins to this point now off that 2-way deal to now is the same sort of thing that can really kind of regain his confidence as a player. And that's what we saw tonight. He's just playing the right way, making the right play, doing the right things, digging in on the defensive end. He got on the glass early, made some really good, a good job on the defensive glass, got him settled into the game, and then it pays off with a good offensive night.
He's such a well-rounded player, and great to see him put that on display here tonight and helping Peyton Sandfort get those first NBA points on the board. Well, another guy who was lighting it up offensively, it is Jared McCain, who was our forward player of the game. Finished the night with 26 points, Royce, and doing what he does best, lighting it up from behind the arc with 5 made threes.
I love that one. Kind of created that one on his own with the steal after the Nets got the ball. But Jared McCain, just such a dynamic offensive player. I thought he did a great job too tonight, Paris, early on getting downhill. Of course, teams are going to close out hard to him. He is a terrific shooter. He's really difficult to handle from the 3-point line. He moves all the time. But one of the things that he's really been able to take advantage of in this game was getting downhill at the rim. He had that one late 3, that no dip 3 that was way above his head. I mean, that one takes incredible skill to pay that one off, but a highly efficient night, 5 of 9 from 3. He's such a handful because of how he is in just perpetual motion around the perimeter.
Also 2 blocks as well, getting it done defensively in this matchup. And what's what's really interesting to me is not just the confidence that Jared came into this team with, but the confidence that his teammates have quickly gained for him and the trust that they have in him to go out there and perform.
And he's figured out a lot of the things that the Thunder love to do offensively is they play out the 24 seconds in the possession. You're never giving up on it, looking up at the shot clock and saying, oh, there's 4 left. Let's just crank one up there and just hope it goes in. The Thunder are going to continue to create actions that made me think of a play that McCain got a 3 off of where Isaiah Joe kind of got 2 on the ball. Isaiah Joe, a great shooter. The Nets are running at him thinking it's going to be a late clock situation where he's going to shoot one deep. Isaiah Joe gets off of it. McCain kind of creates a window of space, and McCain's the one that hits the 3. So he understands very much that the Thunder are going to play those 24 seconds out and continue to create offensive action.
Yeah, just so additive to what this team does offensively and able to slide right in and fit into this Thunder system seamlessly from the minute he got here in a Thunder uniform. Great to see from Jared McCain. All right, coming up for the Thunder, it is stop number 3 out of 5 on this 5-game road trip, and it takes the Thunder to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., to take on the Wizards. More on this matchup and everything you need to know when we come back right after this.